Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Muge Carsley. I am with GDI Consulting. I am here to present to you the GSA MAS, the Multiple Award Schedule program. We are going to give you a comprehensive overview and some of the 2025 updates on the program. Just some administrative notes. This webinar is being recorded and the link to the recording will be sent to you within 24 hours. We will hold a Q&A session at the end, so you can send in your questions during the webinar by using the chat system to the right of your window, and we will address them at that time. You can also download this presentation by clicking on the link under the File tab, if you will, on the right-hand side of the panel of your window. Some of the topics that we are going to cover on this webinar is going to be explaining the GSA MAS program, some of the 2025 MAS program updates, getting on the GSA MAS program, and how can GDIC help? All right, so what is the GSA MAS program? This is the largest government commercial acquisition program in the world. It is also referred to as schedules or federal supply schedule. It allows federal, state, local, and tribal governments to buy commercial products, services, and solutions at pre-negotiated prices. In FY 2024, the sales exceeded $51.5 billion. It is a streamlined procurement process under FAR Subpart 8.4. Some of the MAS benefits, some of these key benefits of the MAS program. First of all, the government gets access to wide product access. Millions of commercial products and services are available under the program. There is a reduced lead time. Procurement, administrative lead time is significantly reduced. There is a built-in regulatory compliance that ensures adherence to standards. We've got customized terms and conditions that are available to users. Fair pricing. Pricing is pre-negotiated to be fair and reasonable. There is competitive savings. Competition at the task order level provides extra savings to the government. The contractors are vetted, so access to thousands of thoroughly vetted contractors are available through the program. And spending tracking. Tier 2 spending capabilities are provided to users. The GSA MAS program structure. So we've got a single consolidated schedule with 83 subcategories. We've got special item numbers that we refer to as SINs for discrete categories. NAICS-based classification system. The period of performance, the contracts expire in 5 years from award date. There are options to extend services possible up to 20 years. And orders can continue up to 60 months after contract expiration. So who can use the MAS? Well, you've got the federal agencies, you've got the Department of Defense, state and local governments, tribal governments, other eligible buyers that is determined by GSA, and the Department of Veteran Affairs has delegated authority for medical products and services. Let's talk about some of the categories overview. GSA MAS is organized into 12 large categories, 83 subcategories, and approximately 316 SINs or special item numbers. Each category addresses specific industry segments and customer needs. SINs are aligned to the North American Industry Classification or NAICS codes. Categories were consolidated in 2019 from 24 separate schedules into a single MAS program. The recent updates in April 2025 includes new subcategories for artificial intelligence, cloud, and cybersecurity. So the 12 MAS large categories, we've got office management, facilities, furniture and furnishings, human capital, industrial products and services, information technology, professional services, scientific management solutions, security and protection, transportation and logistics, travel, and miscellaneous. So the office management category, of course, it's got all products and services to help agencies manage their offices. Some of the key subcategories, as you can see, audiovisual, background investigation services, you've got mail management, records management, and so forth. Some of the recent changes since March of 2025, there are retirement of several low-demand SINs in this category as a part of the 2025 rightsizing initiative. Facilities category. That includes products and services for building management and operations. Some of the key subcategories are building management services, cleaning products, facilities management and repair, facility solutions, smart buildings, security, fire equipment. Some of the recent changes under specifically 561210 FAC is for now complete operations and maintenance of federal facilities as a comprehensive solution for facility management. For furniture and furnishings, it's all types of furniture for government settings, flooring, furniture, package furniture, office furniture, etc. Some of the recent changes include contractor or CTA agreements that allow for multiple schedule holders to work together to provide complete furniture solutions. Human capital category is for services to help agencies manage their workforce. Some of the key subcategories are background investigations, compensation benefits, employee performance, as you can see, HR, social services, talent, training. For the recent 2025 changes, buyers can compare the MAS with the HCAT's contract for their HR needs. For industrial products and services, it includes all equipment, tools, and services for industrial operations. Some of those subcategories are cleaning supplies, firefighting, rescue equipment, hardware tools, industrial products, machinery, packaging, and size. New efficiencies are seen in 2025 for product categorization to better match industry standards. For IT, information technology, this is a comprehensive IT solutions for the government. Everything for e-commerce, hardware, IT, software, telecom, cloud, and AI. Some of the 2025 updates that we see that in April, they've added those new categories, as we mentioned earlier, AI, enhanced cloud services, incident handling, and event management under cybersecurity. For professional services, we've got business and technical consulting. That includes business administrative services. We've got engineering, environmental, financial, language, legal, marketing, public relations, and non-IT technical and engineering services. Our 2025 update for this category includes the retirement of 11 SINs as a part of the rightsizing initiative. For scientific management solutions category, it's really a lot to do with laboratory research products and services that include laboratory equipment, laboratory services, medical equipment, testing and analysis. It also includes specialized equipment for research, healthcare settings, including COVID-19 response equipment. Our security and protection category has to do with safety and security products and services. That includes firefighting, rescue, law enforcement, physical access control, protective equipment, security services, and security systems. Some of the highlight here is that many of the SINs in this category are eligible for cooperative purchasing, allowing state and local governments to use them as well. Our transportation and logistics category are products and services for moving people and goods. You've got marine transport, motor vehicles, package delivery, transportation support, and vehicle products. And the highlight here is that it includes specialized vehicle solutions like low-speed vehicles, emergency vehicles, and fuel trucks. The travel category are products and services for, again, moving people and goods, travel related. And they've got a special SIN specifically for travel agency services, for transportation, including airline, hotel, and so forth. Our miscellaneous category are products that are not easily categorized elsewhere. It includes apparel, musical instruments, supporting goods, flags, emergency response systems, and so forth. And it doesn't support agency-specific needs that do not fit into other categories. So let's look at some of the GSA MAS expenditures. As you can see, it is broken down by the larger categories that we just reviewed. The highest seems to be our information technology, $20.5 billion, and all the way the least are the human capital, as you can see. So let's talk about some of the March 2025 MAS program updates. It has to do with the rightsizing initiative. Now, some of these changes are allowing contracts that fail to meet sales thresholds to expire. So if some of the contract holders are not meeting their minimum sales requirements, the government is allowing those to expire, or those contracts are being canceled. Addressing contractor non-compliance and performance concerns, simplifying processes and eliminating inefficiencies, removing items with insufficient market demand and low demand products and services. That means that if the government is what we've heard is if they feel that it could be bought in the open market, we're finding now they're canceling certain SINs for products out of the GSA MAS. Next is reducing redundancies with other procurement channels, and the alignment, improving government choosing the right case. They consider their agency's mission requirements. They review subcategories and SINs on the GSA e-library, use market research through the GSA e-buy. They look for state and local government. For sellers, contractors that are on the GSA MAS, you would determine which categories align with your products and services. You can be awarded multiple SINs across categories, and pay attention to special requirements for certain SINs that do change for every SIN. So it's very important to pay attention to that under the requirements when you are doing your application. So let's talk a little bit about how we get on the GSA MAS program. So the basic eligibility, you must be in business for at least 2 years. Exception for the Startup Springboard program for companies with less than 2 years experience. There are exceptions for those. You must have a current registration in SAM, must have a UEI DUNS cage code. If you are a product provider, those products must be TA compliant products. You have to be financially stable with good credit ratings, and you must have a demonstrated successful past performance. Some of the documentation that you do need, and there's quite a bit of administrative documentation, but some of the most important ones obviously are your financial statements that must be provided for the past 2 years. You must have past performance, demonstrated past performance, must provide 3 up to 5 references depending on the SINs, and you do need to have past performance questionnaires. However, if you do have CPARs, that is acceptable. You do need to have a commercial sales practice disclosure. A statement of work for each of the past performances that you provide has to be accompanied with those past performances and obviously demonstrated past performance. So how can GDIC help? Our company, we have more than 15 years of solid performance. We've got a 98% win rate on self-securing proposals, 82% win rate on DoD opportunities. We have over 300 repeat customers, over 86 large clients, and some of them are on top of the 10 list of defense contractors. In 2024, we boast 289 wins, $19.6 billion worth of contracts. Some of the services we do provide, we'll do a free consultation and a preliminary assessment. We'll help you, figure out the sins that you want to go after. And then once you've decided to move forward, we will help you with any of the pathways of success training that you can find online, the readiness assessment, and we will review the MAS solicitation with you, give you a checklist, and we will help you pull together all of the requirements that you need, all the documentation that you need. We will do quite a bit of help. We won't just give you templates. We'll actually help you write your responses for each of the required documentation for you to review and upload. Of course, you do need to be registered in SAM, as we talked about it. You need to pull down your entity registration, as well as your FAR/DFARS reports, which do get uploaded to eBuy. Before, I apologize. Before you can upload to the eOffer system, we will ask you to register so you can get your FAS ID, which we're going to need to upload all of your documentation on eOffer. And then later, if you wanted to do modifications, which we can help you for more post-award, the eMod system is used for that. We will help you build out your price proposal using the latest refreshed templates. All the technical proposal documents that include your quality control, corporate experience, relevant experience, we will help you complete, including your administrative documents and so forth. So steps of the GSA MAS Contract Award. Once we assign a GSA proposal manager to you, we work with you, as we mentioned, on preparing all the documents you need, help you upload and submit. Once it is submitted, the government will come back to you and ask for various clarifications, which may go back 4 or 5 times. And once those clarification letters come, we also help you with the responses. Once the government is satisfied with those clarification letters that we've sent over with responses, they will finally send you a negotiation time frame. We will sit with you and the government on that call and negotiate with you, with the government, to make sure that you are responding efficiently to their questions. Once the government is satisfied, you are going to get a final proposal revisions letter, which we will help you also provide that response. And once that's submitted, it'll take a few days, maybe not even a week, for you to get your award. Once the award has been given to you, you do have post-award requirements. And if you want to continue to hire us for that, to develop your catalog, upload it onto FCP or the SIP full platform, we will also help you with those as well. Just a little on the pricing and the pricing requirements for GSA for fair and reasonable. So pricing is based on your commercial sales pricing and identification of your most favorite customer, your commercial customer. So depending if it's a labor, what we do is we help you build out all of those labor categories. You identify your most favorite customer that you have supported, so we can determine that. We'll let the government know that all of your pricing is based on your most favorite customer. Also, to justify your pricing, we do need to provide or ask you to give us supporting invoices, which will become a part of your package. So if you've got a labor category, program manager, for example, and you're proposing a certain rate, you do need a supporting invoice to justify it. In addition, your proposal manager will also do market research using the government's GSA e-library to justify that pricing for you, which becomes uploaded also as a part of your package to the e-offer site. Also, some of the what happens during negotiations is that you will, in your price proposal, propose, let's say, a 2% or whatever discount. And during negotiations, the government will come back and ask you to provide a little bit more of a discount, which you will then accept or negotiate with the government. So all of your pricing disclosures must be accurate and complete. Some of the key pricing considerations are minimum required discount must be maintained, post-award, not even post-award, but while you're building out your proposal, especially the pricing proposal, the industrial funding fee gets built in. So after your discounts that you offer to the government, the very last percentage that gets added is this IFF fee, which covers post-award. When you report your sales quarterly to the government, that industrial funding fee does get paid to the government. Anytime you have a pricing change, a formal modification, or if you needed to, again, add a SIN with different pricing, labor categories, etc., all of that will require modification. And the TDR, or the transactional data reporting, may apply to some of those SINs. As mentioned before, our company can help you with any post-award requirements at an hourly rate. So some of the key compliance requirements are you do have to meet a minimum contract sales threshold. So you're on the award, you've got a GSA MAS schedule, and your minimum is $25,000 annually. You must meet those sales. You have to also maintain current product service information. We can help you build out your catalogs and provide updates for those catalogs, and also help you upload it onto the SIP or the FCP. So if you are a product offerer and you're working with a manufacturer, and if those descriptions change, the annual corporate commercial pricing changes, if there are deletions, additions, etc., all of those will need a modification to update your MAS schedule, which we can help you do. We mentioned about the quarterly sales reports and IFF payments. That is your responsibility. Every 3 months, quarterly, you will get a notification to update, go into the GSA portal and report your sales. Of course, you're going to have, once you're on the schedule, you're going to have access to the eBuy portal, where you're going to get a whole bunch of RFQs, RFIs, and so forth. We can help you also develop your responses to those RFPs or RFIs. You must keep your SAM registrations current. That is your responsibility. And also, again, any contract modifications that you need that we just mentioned, we can help you support all of those. Tips for success. Obviously, you would have to actively market your GSA contract, and that includes not only your federal Department of Defense customers, but you can also market it to your state and local governments. You want to monitor and meet your sales thresholds. You have to stay compliant with all requirements. You're going to get emails throughout where they're updating the FAR, or giving a new refresh number to the GSA MAS. You must stay compliant and respond and accept those. And we would definitely consider, you should consider working with the GSA contract management. Of course, during your application, as we discussed, everything has to be thorough and accurate in all submissions, all clarification requests, supporting documentation, and timing of your submissions. GDIC's proposal manager will help you through that very, very easily and efficiently for you through the whole process. And before you apply, and I did read this a little bit backwards for you, but you do want to consider if GSA is the right, MAS is right for your company. Look at your target agencies, look at the types of work that you do, and align it with your core capabilities and what those target agencies are requiring to buy. You do want to develop a marketing strategy for the government, and we, again, your GSA experts do come to us for any questions and things you might have, where we can support you when you're making this decision for your company. For any questions, any assessments, or any support you need, please do contact Marwan Freedy. He is our VP of Business Development. His email and telephone number is on the screen. We would be happy to have any conversations with you. If you're considering going on the GSA MAS, you're not sure if your company meets the requirements, please do let us know, and let's have a conversation so we can guide you through this whole process while you're making the decision. All right, so that comes to the end of our seminar. We do have some Q&As. I do have some questions that I've received that I'm going to review right now and have answers. And feel free again to, if I can't get to all of your questions, we will respond to you after the seminar. I've got some questions regarding eligibility. Company says we've only been in business for 18 months. Are we completely ineligible for the GSA MAS contract? No, not necessarily at all. While the GSA does require 2 years to be in business, the Startup Springboard program does allow you to qualify for less than 2 years of experience. And you do that by using the key personnel that you might have and their experiences as well. So we can also help you through that. The next question is, do we need to be a small business to get on the GSA MAS contract? No, the answer is no. Any companies of any size can get on the contract. Small businesses do receive certain advantages, including set-aside opportunities at the task order level, and sometimes less stringent financial requirements. But the answer is anybody, small, medium, large, any company can get on it, the contract. The next question I have has to do with the application process. How long does it typically take to prepare a GSA MAS offer? So it all depends on your complexity, your company's requirements and complexity, number of SINs, number of labor categories, but we can help you quickly prepare all the documentation for you within 2 weeks. It all depends, again, on how fast you can review it. We would hope that within our 4 weeks of working together, within 4 weeks, we've already uploaded it and submitted your offer for consideration. So it all depends on how long you would take to review those documents that are prepared and we submit. After we submit, the government does have a mandate right now to fast track these applications. So we have seen, within a week, a contracting officer to be assigned to you, and within, 2 to 3 months, you're on the contract, as compared to before the rightsizing initiative, where it could take up to a year. So it's a good thing right now. So definitely, the quicker we submit, the quicker the contracting officer picks it up, reviews it, and before you know it, we can have you get your GSA award. All right, the next question is, what are the common reasons why GSA may reject proposals? Well, some of the common reasons include inadequate past performance, pricing issues, technical proposal deficiencies, in incomplete or inaccurate commercial sales practices. But, again, GDIC will make sure that all your documents are completely compliant and meet the requirements following the latest refresh, which we are at 26 right now. So quite a question I have, I guess, on products is, do we have to disclose all commercial pricing to GSA? You do need to provide your accurate and complete information about your commercial pricing practices, focusing particularly on your highest discount customers. Now, some of the companies do use the TDR or the transactional data processing for certain SINs. When that happens, you do not need to disclose your commercial sales practices. So it all depends on your SIN that you're going after and your pricing strategy. All right, the next question I have is on contract management questions. What are the minimum sales requirements to maintain a GSA contract schedule? Usually, GSA requires $25,000 in sales for the first 2 years of your contract and each year thereafter. So with the recent 2025 rightsizing initiative, GSA is very strict on enforcing these minimums. And if you do not meet them and you can't provide a good justification, they will let your contract expire. And then the next question I have is, can we add products and services, new products and services to the GSA after contract? Absolutely. And we can help you with that. It's not as administrative heavy as applying for a new GSA application. You do need certain documents, a cover letter where the government has already provided us templates for that, a new pricing proposal and things like that. And again, we can help you through that, adding it. It's just need to go through instead of the e-offer, now we use the e-mod, so the modification portal to submit. And typically, depending on your contracting officer, we find it, within 2 weeks of submission that within 2 weeks of submitting the modification to add a SIN or add labor categories, you will get it approved. And then once you do that, though, don't forget you do need to update your catalog in the GSA Advantage by uploading your latest catalog that includes the new products and services to the SIP or the FCP portal. So, basically you've got your latest catalog up there. All right, and then the very last question I have has to do with technical. What is the difference between a SIN and a large category, and how do we know which ones to choose? So large categories are those broad industry groupings that we just reviewed, the 12, IT, like information technology, professional services, travel, transportation, etc. And SINs are specific products and services categories within those large categories. Well, you should definitely select the SINs that most closely align with your core capabilities and your specific offerings. And again, feel free to call us. We can do an assessment together and kind of walk through based on your capabilities and what you offer, so we can help you select the most appropriate SIN that you can go after. Okay, so one last question. We sell products manufactured overseas. Can we still get on the GSA? Yes, however, all products must comply with the Trade Agreements Act, TAA, which means they must be substantially transformed in the United States or a TAA designated country. So products manufactured like in China, for example, cannot be sold on the GSA contract unless they have undergone a substantial transformation in a TAA compliant country. So you have to definitely look into that to make sure that all the products that you do offer must be, transformed or manufactured in the United States or a TAA compliant country. All right, with that, we thank you for joining our webinar for the GSA MAS program. Again, please feel free to reach out to us if we can help you or assess your current core capabilities and select the right SIN for you to go after. Thank you.